talk football and current events. Sitting and chatting with the very best guests. With two Scottish boys and we're loving it. So if you like witty banter, check the former #1 podcast on iTunes. Sitting and chatting.
Hello and welcome back to Sitting and Chatting podcast. I'm Whyte.
I'm Jamie Allan.
Jamie, thanks for keeping me right and getting this properly started.
Well, usual for the usual and that.
Oh yeah.
No, it's a fucking wonderful Friday evening.
It is.
And,
Back to Fridays.
temporarily.
Temporarily. How was the football then in the meantime?
That was Tuesday and that was
Wait, Tuesday? You said it was on Wednesday.
No, Tuesday was a football. Was it? Tuesday was a football.
So what are you doing on Wednesday then?
Was it?
Have I just fucking outed you here that you
Tuesday,
fucking scammed me out of a day here when I could have been editing this and not have to do this tonight?
I can't mind. I've lost track of fucking days. What day are we? Friday, 2, 3, 4. No, it was Tuesday. I don't know what was doing Wednesday. I was in something.
I was about to say you better fucking have
No,
been doing
I
this on
was
Wednesday.
doing something. I just can't remember what it was. Anyway.
Memory is always as great as ever.
Friday, for the, not for the foreseeable future, it's just for once in a blue moon, we had a Friday episode and you're like, oof, from out of nowhere.
From out of nowhere!
But no, it's good. It's a different...
14 more to go to the big 100.
You know what?
We're getting there. I think actually, we should... I feel weird about saying this, but we should probably, congratulate Big Sam, highest viewed YouTube episode there ever has. Fuck knows how.
His family's fucking bunch of farmers and that, you know what I mean? They just fucking inbred each fucking kid, so... just
Where's that come from?
There's just farmers in them, isn't there? So... hopefully it's his family.
Are you just a wee bit annoyed they were slagging off your munching box from last
That's a
episode?
fucking disgrace.
I know, I wouldn't be having that if I were you either, to be
Starving
fair.
the night and I'm not going to order one just in case they watch it again. Fuck them. Seen that pie up there and I was like, oh yeah, I couldn't. But no, aye. Well done, Sam. It's always the people that Dodgers do the best. It's always the same. We have a kind of a routine of asking people to come on, and the ones who typically don't want to come on because they don't think they've got much to talk about end up talking a power of shite for ages. Sam, George, Mitchell was alright. It's people who don't want to come on who end up doing the best. It's as simple as that.
It is a bit strange, isn't it?
It is, but aye, we're here by ourselves this week.
We are. It does feel nice to be back, just the two of us back in the studio. I will say though, setting up all this gear last night, I was really thinking, fuck, I would have when I was walking to work the other day, I obviously go past a big office block. I was curious, I was like, is it possible to rent a one room office and just fucking have all this shite up here? 50 quid a month, I reckon. If you do own an office, spare room, we can have keys 24/7, 50 quid a month, Stirling area, follow us up, we'll take that on.
So, aye.
Yeah, I can tell both you and me are fucked right now.
No. Just, it's just fucking mental, isn't it?
Yeah. But nah, well done to Sam. Yeah, even though your family slagged off Jamie,
I know. I think I know them as well. Fucking bastards. What I fucking knew them.
Of course, though, Kim didn't watch it.
Who?
Kim didn't watch it.
Of course. Probably for the best.
I mean, listen, I cut out what you needed me to cut out.
Aye.
Ooh.
Grunt, you're out and I'm here.
No, I didn't say what he said.
No.
Maybe though, maybe.
Well,
Because I mean, if he keeps going on about being podcast famous and messages to me, I might have to say on this what he said,
I may need you out the cunt for being a fucking walloper.
I mean, he does that to himself.
Nah,
It doesn't really require me to do that much. You want to get in the wall?
Aye, fuck it. Let's fucking go for it.
I'll let you go first.
We'll fucking...
For those that don't know what this is, shite and quality wall. each week me and Jamie pick out a number of different topics. We basically, go through them, decide, what belongs where. We have to come to a mutual agreement, and if we don't, we basically have to settle for the middle ground. Obviously, the further down the shite end it is, the shitter it is. The higher up the quality end it is, the more quality it is. So, Jabba, what you got?
A fucking phone call for one of our previous guests.
For who?
George.
Fucking disgraceful, does he not know this is a podcast?
I fucking muted it before it.
Well done.
Before it started vibrating.
But also, before it fucks up the mics, you'll chuck over there. Cheers.
No, it's a first one I pulled out was 4x4s and SUVs.
Alright, okay. What's your initial thoughts then?
It varies, of course. It varies. There's maybe two Audi SUVs I would drive.
That's pure for you.
And then
That's pure.
I'd probably have a top range Range Rover. I'd probably have Porsche.
Nah. See,
Other than that, I wouldn't have any.
See, when you first brought it out, I thought in my head, big SUVs. Oof, I love a bit of that. But much like sitcoms, the Brits do it very well. The rest of the world kind of lets it down a wee bit. So I'd easily have like an old Land Rover, Discovery, Defender. I'd have like
fucking farmers more.
Yeah, but it's it's sturdy, it's well built. If I was a cunt going off road everywhere, that's the sort of thing I'd have. If I had a bit of money about me, wanted to give off that posh vibe, probably go for a Range. Anything else, I probably actually wouldn't own. Plus, as well, let's be honest.
I like the big fucking massive, stupid one with the big fuck off wheels. The fucking Mitsubishi one.
Oh, I know the one you mean.
I'd probably have that as well, just to stand out. But
if you see my dad's car, it's not entirely a pickup. It's like a big fucking Ford SUV with like a tailgate at the back. Thing's fucking huge. It feels like you're in a monster truck when you drive it about, right? But I realise, and I respect my dad's, but my god, is that car fucking horrific? like it looks class, and actually driving it's got a bit of a kick about it, but it kills petrol, and the ride is the most uncomfortable bastard thing I've ever been in my entire life.
What? So would you not have any Audi ones?
No. Jenny, I told you I'd have a Range if I was rich.
So no Q7 or that?
Nah, never. I'd get I'd honestly still get like a Land Rover before I'd get any of them. For that, I do have big respects for Defenders and that are on this, and also, let's face it, we have to put some stuff in shape.
Aye.
So I'm thinking maybe about halfway down, mainly just because, you and me both sort of said there we named about 2 each that we'd have.
Aye.
So I think it only has to go in shite as a result. It's a wee bit controversial, fuck it. Oh, okay. So, listening to the radio. Now, I suppose you could test a number of different ways. The car, I suppose, being the main one, but I've got a radio through there which I very occasionally, if I'm cooking, I'll turn on. Just because it's a lot louder than my phone, so it can actually get through if I'm cooking something.
But would you rather watch a video on your phone while you're cooking?
I can't, it's not really loud enough to It actually needs an Alexa through there or something like that with a bit more bass, so I could put it through that. I don't know, it's a thing, right? So it entirely depends on my mood most of the time. Podcast guy, I'll enjoy. If I'm going a bit further, I like to listen to a podcast. Or if I'm just going out for a drive, chill, I listen to a podcast. If I'm doing a quick, to the shops and back, it'll be usually my tunes. Rarely now will I put on the radio.
Aye, see, this is the thing. I think the radio in the car, in a very one occasion, right, and maybe a month, I'll go in the car rather than plug my phone in, because I know I'm only going to be 2 minutes drive going to work.
Yeah.
I'll just fling them, because it obviously opens up Capital anyway.
Aye. Capital, for those that don't know, Capital's the sort of standard pop channel that's in Scotland in the area that we live in.
And it does the trick. But outside of that, I'd never listen to radio.
Yeah.
No for football commentary, no for sport, like Clyde.
I used to listen, like, so when I used to drive to Aberdeen, I used to occasionally, if there was a Dons game on when I was driving up or back, I'd put it on, but it's very seldom now I'd ever do it.
I think it's, for me, they serve a purpose for people, but no for us.
Do you know what as well? It's that thing of like with stations like Capital, like it's good because you get introduced to like the new tunes, which you wouldn't do if you're just obviously listening to your old playlist. Like I like that about it.
I like Capital Extra as well. Plays a bit more fucking like grime tunes and that. And they don't mind swearing.
And also, but as well, like I do get folks like sort of complaints by modern radio. They do play the same kind of songs over and over again, and obviously that's mainly because most people's commute to work's like 15-20 minutes and then they're done.
Yep.
So then they hear 2 or 3 songs and then boom, they're out of the way. Plus as well, adverts are a pain in the arse.
Aye, facts. For me, they serve a purpose, but they're shite in my opinion.
Oof, we're going for 2 in a row in the shite.
Aye, it's worse than the Serie A. That's it.
I mean, yeah, obviously it's. I don't know. Is it as bad as 4x4s? I just think it's. Is it slightly better than 4x4s or slightly worse than 4x4s?
I
think it's probably more dated now, actually. But
I'd say it's
Arsenal's
slightly better on
drive
the basis
4x4s.
it's free.
Very good point. I'm willing to accept that. You can be just above it. Yeah, that works. About there. Okay, on you go, good sir. For those as well, if you've never seen this before, we always do 5 each episode. What you got?
Stop motion.
Oh, like stop motion films.
Well, yeah. I mean, it just says stop motion, but
Let's see, like the photo that you've got for it. Ah, yes, that's like Wallace and Gromit and shit like that.
right, okay.
Big fan. I love, like, obviously being the media guy. I love seeing the fucking work that goes into shit like that. You know, seeing like, you know, consoles. I mean, it's dated as fuck now. That's why you hardly ever see anyone doing it. But I feel like I can respect the craft. I respect the hustle. Like, and how long you actually have to put into to, you know, get something like that done.
Yeah.
And plus, you know, Wallace and Gromit's a fucking classic. I'm actually struggling to think any others off the top of my head. What's that fucking one that everyone goes on about in Halloween? Fuck, what's his name? It's like a Christmas Halloween film with it's like Jack something. Fuck, Jack Skeleton. Nah, that's not it. Anyway, there's things like Disney films as well. Like back in the day, they used to do it at Pixar as well. I'm a pretty good fan of that, I'd say.
I've absolutely nothing to add.
Have you never seen a Wallace and
I
Gromit?
didn't even know it was a thing.
What do you mean you didn't know it was a thing?
I didn't know.
Never seen like claymation, fucking Kleiners. Do you ever see that as a bear?
No.
Bagpuss?
No.
Fuck's sake, man.
Absolutely no comment whatsoever, so feel free to put it anywhere the fuck you want.
It's the first time I think you've had a lens like.
I've never seen that. I didn't know that was a fucking thing.
Right,
I
so
found
like,
out stop motion. I went to see misspelled slow motion. Mate, I was fucking gone. I had no idea what the fuck that
right,
was.
so like, do you get what Wallace and Gromit is like?
No.
Have you never? Do you not even know what it looks like?
No.
Okay,
I can remotely see the characters.
Yeah, right. Okay, so like stop motion's like.
I know. I understand the concept.
Oh right, okay. Right. I thought you were just like.
get it from what you said. Like basically, it's like.
Yeah, like the clay animation, and then
Aye.
like they move a tiny bit, and then like a tiny bit more.
Aye, and it's all edited in to make it look like it's normal.
Yeah.
I get that aspect of it.
Right, okay, that's what I thought you mean. You just
Which,
didn't
on
get
that
what it was.
grounds, if you want to put a comment forward, it seems solid as fuck. So
Yeah.
for me, it would be quality because of the craft.
Yeah.
No, because I would enjoy it because I've never seen it. No
Yeah.
comment on that aspect, you know.
No, that's fair. I mean, like, it's dated. I respect the folk that do the craft. Is it better than sitcoms and panel shows? Maybe not, but maybe something like that. I think that's probably fair. I'll do.
It's totally on you, that. No,
That's fair. That's nice when I get total freedom. Is it me next?
Aye, I filmed it in slow motion.
Fuck's sake. Oh, another car themed one.
Right. What we got this time? Supercars, fuck's sake.
I've said sports cars as well, but let's just say supercars. Oh yeah.
Honestly, I'm not a massive fan. That's the truth. Like, there's
If you could have any car right now, what are you having?
right now.
Like you,
I'd have a
money's no exception. You'd have to worry about parking, insurance, petrol. You can have anything you want. What you
I'd
having?
have a Golf R.
That makes me sad.
Or a GTR.
That makes right. That's a wee bit better. But I'm counting a GTR as like a supercar style thing.
I just have there's no aspirations to own a Lamborghini. They're so modern and fucking everything's. It's like a Tesla.
No, not in like places like here. Like online, yes, but not like.
And Ferraris are just like they're good to look at, but like McLarens. I was driving Duncan to Edinburgh Waverley, right?
Okay.
And we came across to our left was that a McLaren Z50 or something? Something along those. I think it's 50, something like that anyway.
Right. Yeah.
And it was like being driven by this fucking absolute weapon of a guy with fucking green shades, by the way, right?
What colour was the car?
White. He had green shades, and he had a fucking full blue suit with an orange tie, right? With green shades. Spiky hair.
Celtic and Rangers merged to one.
Right. Spiky hair at the back, and the fucking
That's the 2010 haircut.
Yes.
I used to do that shit as well.
Well, he had spiky hair at the back and fucking flat at the front.
My
right?
God, what a fucking period of time that I wish we could go back to.
By the way.
But except this guy must have been, what, like 25 or something?
No, he was good 36. 37,
Right,
that's
okay.
Coming up 40. He was nearing his peak. And looking like a fucking weapon, right? We were driving on a 30, right? And he was doing 10. He wasn't revving it, he had two hands on the wheel. And I was like, you're a fucking cunt, you don't deserve that motor, you bastard. And I was like, minging. But then, to our right, fucker, Mercedes 450, black spoiler, fucking red motor.
You are the ultimate boy racer, you know that.
And
Honestly,
this guy came up.
See every week that this car comes to the studio, I hear him from about fucking 200 yards away, just chains blaring and fan belt fucked.
Honestly, you have no idea. And this 450 drove past, right, and he was doing 40 on a 30. I was like, I respect you, my man. Not only that, right, he revved it up in second gear all the way up to about 50, and all you heard was boom, boom, boom when he changed the gear. And I was like,
it's exactly what I fucking hate when we're trying to record this, so you just hear that in the street.
He had fire spitting at his fucking rear end. This cunt in McLaren probably fucking 0 to 60 in 1 second was just being a fucking weapon. I was like, fuck you. Honestly.
Would you have had, because you're saying like
C63 like a supercar?
Nah, not like that.
So you
let's level out the playing field a wee bit more. We'll go like sports cars as well. So let's include things like Aston's in there, like Porsches, that sort of thing as well.
When you want any two? No, I have a DB9.
I would
Old
have.
style.
I would sell a
DB11.
fucking kidney to have an Aston Martin right now. I tell you that.
I'd have a DB9 or a DB11.
Oh God.
That would be the two. But I wouldn't have any of the rest.
See, like
you couldn't even. You couldn't pay me to have a Porsche.
Yeah, no, I'm the
I
same.
take a Porsche and sell it.
I do actually like the electric Porsche. But what was I saying? I don't know. There's just something about them. Like, so, like, see for you as well. Like, so, see even like, so you're saying like, obviously like Lambos, like a lot of influencers have them online and that.
It's not even just
What about-
influencers, man. It's everything.
What about like an older, like a classic supercar or something like that? Would that tickle your fancy more or not?
What
I don't know. Just like say like a Lambo from the 80s or something like that. No. No, like
I'd rather have like a Skyline.
no.
Like that would be my aspirations to a vehicle. Whereas
I mean, if these folk had seen the What We Would Do If We Were a Millionaire episode, they obviously know my love for cars. I know that doesn't make it look like it seems like that, but I do love my cars.
for me, supercars serve an ugly purpose. For that, I'm bang in the middle with SUVs.
Oh, that is harsh, man. That is so hard. That is it, right? Because I'm including things like Astons. I can't. I'm like really far over here, right? But the thing is, though, yeah.
So money's no object to you.
Yeah.
And you were offered a Lamborghini.
Yes.
You're taking that.
100%.
You're taking a Ferrari.
Not a Ferrari.
Right.
I mean, like, are you telling me I'll just get one car? Yeah, take it.
No.
I can have as many cars as I want.
Yeah, but it's on the right. So have it this way: it's the principle of having the vehicle, right? So it's not a case of.
Oh, right, okay.
So like I'm saying, right, if I'm getting offered a Lamborghini and I can sell it, obviously I'm taking it, right?
Yeah.
But if
Oh no, like just as a car.
right, so one car, what's your dream car?
Oh, like supercar or just dream car?
Just dream car.
Aston Martin DB5.
Right, so it's no supercar.
Goldfinger.
Right, so it's no supercar.
Technically,
Nah,
it is,
it's
but
not a supercar, right?
it was back in 1965.
It's not a supercar, right? So that for that very reason, right? Your dream car isn't even a supercar,
Second choice would be a modern Aston, though.
right? Still not a supercar.
Well, I did say we would include sports as well.
We'll never know though. We're not going to supercars, right?
Okay, fine.
For me, supercars. Here,
You see, for fuck's sake.
supercars are just mate. They became so modernised. Like McLaren, when they came out, I was like, some McLarens, I'm like, because you never really seen them. Lambos are like Teslas to me. They're so fucking common. You go through Glasgow, you'll see 6. You go through Edinburgh, you'll see 10.
Aye, but I didn't go through those places,
But
so I'll be the original one when I get mine.
I see just as much Teslas through here as I see Lamborghinis in Glasgow, right? That's far too common. For that reason,
See, I can't see. I'm about. See, like, no. See, that's the thing, though. I'm genuinely about there, but this is
wrong though.
no, you're wrong. No, it's that thing, though. Right. See, one day, right? Like, one day I want to be able to own. I'm not saying necessarily a DB5 because that's like, fucking £1 million car, right? But I am saying one day I want to own an Aston Martin. And when I do, I can be like proud of myself that I've owned an Aston Martin, right? And because that's still a dream of mine, like I got the whole reason I even got into like media as like a job that I want to do is because I loved the shit out of Top Gear when I was a kid, and it was every year looking forward to see like
Top Gear made cars look exciting.
Yeah, but it's like that's the thing though. It's like seeing shit. What's the next like cars that are coming out next year? And I always used to know my shit about cars as well because I can't have it for me. At least,
so let's say you've got a 50k limit. What's your car that you're going for?
Can I have any car?
Any car you want. It's 50k, but it's got to be brand new. What car?
Oh, it's got to be brand. Fuck's sake! You wouldn't even get that many cars. Like, you can't even get like a high range Beamer for like 50k anymore. No, can it be second hand?
No, it can be brand new.
Oh, you're a cunt. See, I was just like, there's so many cars I can see here. I was like, oh, fuck you. Would it be a Mustang? Maybe a Mustang.
Right.
Is there anything else I can think of?
So you're thinking like a 30 grand Mustang for...
No, I'll treat myself. We got a Shelby.
Fair.
If you're giving me 50 grand, I might as well spend the 50 grand.
Mine's isn't it? Mine's is like a Golf R or that.
Yeah, but that's 50k. Like, if you're saying to me I can get a second hand Aston for that, fucking sign me up on the dotted line.
Of course, but it's got to be brand new.
See, but that would happen.
It's not my problem, mate.
Fuck you. I'll get a second hand Lambo.
It's got to be there.
No, you're not, because you said before it was about where the fucking Range Rover was.
I've changed my mind. It's
Right,
so
well,
fucking bad.
No. Anyway, I said here, you said there, is going about there.
Is it fuck? It's going straight in the middle and it's going nowhere. It's as simple as.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Fact.
No, don't you fuck. It's going, I'm
Next
giving you
is
the middle. No, it's going in the middle or nothing else.
Right.
No, I'll put it on the middle. I can't believe we've done that. It's actually the first vinyl. Well, sorry, Article as well, but you moved it. Actually, that's the thing for that. There you go. That's for City. There we go. Allan, was that me there?
It's no fucking worthy of being there, by the way.
Fuck you. I'll take the last one. What is it?
VHS players.
Ho 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 ho. It's going to be another one of those wee wretch things. I fucking love my. I've still got my VHS player in the gaff. At Christmas, my aunt sent me over my old VHS tapes. Fucking love how shit they are. The thing is, though, so much better than a DVD, man. So much. The only thing the DVD player has got on the VHS players, you know, like when you leave it on standby for a while, it's got the wee like thin bouncing across.
Aye.
That's the only thing that's got over it.
Again, I've got no comment. Like, I've never personally had one or used
So
one.
not one in the gaff when you were cutting about
I
to
don't
be.
know. How would I know? You know.
I mean, I had mine probably in the gaff until I was about. Actually, to be fair, I'm not the good example because we didn't get like Freeview until I was 11. So
I would say I've seen one being used 5 times. And majority of them I think were at my grand's.
yeah,
And I'm talking fucking years ago. You know what, for the nostalgic piece it's good. Right? It
I
done the job.
fucking love the nostalgia for it.
I love the sound when you fast forward.
Oh,
And
rewind it all the way back.
beautiful. Cunt, by the way, that's beautiful.
You have to think about it as well. Like once you're done the movie, you can't just turn it off. You can't. It's not like Netflix. You can't just go to bed. You have to fucking sit there and rewind it all the way back. And then if you fucking rewind it too fast, the fucking tape explodes. That is genius. Like, they should do that on Netflix now.
Marketing's unfucking real, by the way.
Netflix should force you to do that. Like once you finish the film, you should have to rewind it back, otherwise you're banned from your subscription. I'm saying, right, might be controversial, but we do have
Fucking
the.
cunt, by the way. You're going a wee bit fucking mad.
We've got the rotary phone there. I think personally, the VHS player is just as worthy as the rotary phone.
I honestly allow that if I can move Lambos back or supercars back. Because I
I'll give you as far as Smirnoff, if you let me put that there.
like that notion. 1,000,000%.
There we go. So it's all about compromise in this relationship.
Notice how Liam's pushed the nostalgic stuff, by the way. That is Liam to a fucking T. Old as fuck.
That's what I deny it.
Old as fuck.
I cannot wait. Because it's been a wee while since I've had folk round to the gaff, and I can't wait, like, especially like the calf fans and my friends could go, you put fucking Lamborghinis in shite, but you've got rotary phones in quality.
I back it.
See, that's the great thing about, you know, the quality in shite. Well, not everything is as it's expected, you know? You might take something at face value, but you need to dissect it, you need to think about it more.
I know.
But that's that done for this week anyway.
Indeed. Well, I feel like we've done a fair job.
Now, there is another segment that needs to make a return due to the thousands of complaints that I have received personally. By that I mean 2. Where has Jamie's Love Island review been? Right, so I'll be honest. When you first started talking about it, you know, well back at the start, might have been like week 2 or something like that, you started talking about it. So, you know, obviously we can't really go over everything. 1, because I don't care, but also 2, you know, like there's too much shit, I suppose, to talk about. But, you know, what I will say is, as someone that hasn't watched this season, judging by online for the first, like, 2 or 3 weeks, everyone was complaining about how shite it was and no one was watching it. And then afterwards it seems to have made a turn, like a late resurgence, like a second half in football that's done well.
Aye.
Is that correct? Am I accurate?
Aye. It's not been the best year.
Okay.
But it's been good. You know, there's been, since we last spoke about it, there's been some spicy action happening.
Give me some examples.
Well, there was full on screaming at each other.
Over what caused the drama?
What was it again? Alright, aye. So, what happens, right, is halfway through, like week 4 or whatever, right,
It goes on for 8 weeks.
Yeah. So after week 4,
Fuck me, how's it double the length of a World Cup, man? That's fucking ridiculous.
the boys get chucked into another villa with a bunch of new birds after spending 4 weeks with their current females.
Right.
And what you find is they go into this new building or this new fucking gaff villa, whatever, and their
So it
heads
said Casa Gaff on the outside.
and their heads start to swither and turn. So they start, conversating with other females, and then basically what happens is you can either choose to come back to your current female or bring back a new bird, right?
Right.
And the girls get a bunch of new boys in the current villa, and they can choose to couple up with a new boy or wait for their partners.
So what happens if, say, the guy is like, do you know what? In fact, no. Let's be more stereotypical. What happens if the guy's like, I want to go with X girl, the new one, say, and then they come back together? What happens with the original
So it did happen
girlfriend?
a couple of times. The current girl that you were coupled up with gets made single.
So she kicked off the show.
No. But the boys, they don't get picked, and the current villa get booted off if they don't get picked.
That seems very sexist, ITV. I will be having
So,
a strongly worded letter.
For example, Toby, who plays for #United, brought back a new bird, and then his current bird that was in that villa didn't couple up with the new boy, even though she liked the new boy.
What, thinking she was going to get back with him?
Yep, he brought a new bird back. Now, went with that new bird for a day, and then realised that he didn't want to even talk to the new bird, he wanted to go back to the old bird. Didn't want to go back to the old bird, so he went back to the older bird, and the guy's honestly fucking brilliant. He just doesn't give a fuck.
So Cunt was with about, 3 lasses in 2 minutes?
He's had 4 in 4 weeks, so make of that what you will.
Just sounds like me, to be honest.
And to be honest, he's pumped his current one 4 times on television. So
On television.
So
I mean, don't they all share a room as well?
Aye.
That's fucking strange behaviour, by the way.
Imagine waking up and smelling sex. Maybe yours as well.
No, imagine that though. Imagine like you're stuck in, right? Like you're sharing a room and that. You're together with someone you don't even like, so obviously you're not going near them. Just in the bed next to you, they're fucking going at it constantly. You'd feel fucking shite.
So but basically the stuff that happened in Casa Amor with one particular boy, right, is he fucking got with this other lassie a couple of times, punched the fucking face off her, and then went back and chose the current lassie, who was pure para about him doing stuff with new lassies, and he came back and acted like nothing happened.
Right.
And the boys all didn't say nothing. But then what the producers done was bring the bird that he got with in the new villa into the villa, current villa, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm not really sure why I'm standing here, when I realised that I should be with a boy that I had a connection with in Casa Amor. And all of them were like all the lassies were like, what the fuck, what's she talking about? And then she outed the boy, and then it just went fucking kicking off. It was great. Guns were getting held back, they were screaming, shouting, I was like...
This are like security guards.
Nah, but it was it was
Dave's
fun.
favourite, move that a wee back, just because it's like underneath you. Aye, that's good.
It was funny. The screaming and shouting aspect of it. But I don't know, it's been quite a weird year, to be honest. It's been a bit of load of ups and downs.
Was that like the biggest drama bit that happened?
The screaming and shouting, aye. There's been like consistent drama for about a week and a half now.
Why? What's happening now?
Just random different things with random different people.
Like just shagging each other? Or?
No. So, for example, the kind of couple who everybody thought was going to odds-on favourite to win it because they've been with each other for the start, and she's now having second thoughts after being with him for 4 weeks plus their boyfriend and girlfriend. Now she's having doubts. So obviously that's going to kick off.
She's saying that she wants the 50k herself.
No, because if she wanted the 50k, she wouldn't. She would just stay with him and then steal the money at the end.
Can you do that? Just like split her steal?
Split her steal at the end.
Is it actually?
Mm-hmm.
I might just literally watch it just for that. Has anyone ever done it?
No,
like split?
It's always been split.
Imagine the
I
bastard.
genuinely believe that this year it could be the one because none of them actually look like they've give a fuck about the relationship they're in.
Is it like the actual game with like they both do steal, they both get nothing?
Aye.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
It's class, isn't it?
I mean, I wasn't on board until that part. Now I feel like I can be on board with it. Tell me when the last episode's on so I can see that. I want to watch that.
I think it's like the 28th.
What's the date of the day?
11th or 13th.
Oh my god, there's still another week to go with this? Well, 2 weeks technically. Jesus. Well, you're lucky if, depending on how next week's episode go, you might get another Love Island review then, and then maybe one more. But let's be honest, it's us, we'll probably forget.
I know. We'll see what happens, because obviously it could all boil up the night if she decides to leave her partner. Or it could just be tame. So,
like, the other thing as well that I've seen is, like, I watched Will and E's video on it when he, like, watched it alone.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll be totally honest, the first time I watched it was because we just started doing this, like, Love Island review. I thought maybe I should get to know things, but then also I was like, I can't actually be arsed watching the show, so this is like maybe a better way for me to learn. Fuck me, I was so confused after like 10 minutes. They were just like, yeah, they were going out now, they're not going out. And I don't mean this to sound bad, right, but they all look the fucking same as well. Like see when it's like dark and that, and they're just sitting around like a fucking campfire chatting, all got the same fucking clothes on, all looking all sound the same. I'm just looking at them like, I have no fucking clue who is who right now. I have no idea who goes out with who.
If you're going to do it, watch it properly for the start. I know it's an hour of your life every day, but it's
on every night.
Every night besides Saturday.
Tell you what, depending on, is it out every summer?
Summer and winter.
Oh, gee, I'm not watching that. Fucking right. Wait, when does the winter one start then? Is it like this winter that's coming
like
on?
November to December, I think.
Oh, Jesus. Where did it go? Like fucking Switzerland or something like that?
No, it's still Spain.
So what's the fucking difference then?
It's
one shorter.
It's 2 sets of Love Island.
Yeah, but when you said there's like a winter one, I presume like cunts would be skiing and then like chalets and shit like that.
Nah, it's just fucking...
Well, what the fuck's the point then? It's just the same thing twice in 1 year.
And that concludes the Love Island review.
This is a fucking... I was getting on board until you've told me this pish.
I just assumed it's a winter one because it's done in the winter time, right? No, you know what? I'm not Googling it. There you go. Fuck. You're watching it, right?
Right, okay. I will do you this, right? If it comes out this winter, when obviously the podcast is still going on...
Well, I will be, but anyway.
If it is on this winter, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
We'll
we find that out.
What?
I can find that out.
Yeah, right, okay. And then we'll sit down, watch it, and then we can have Liam and Jamie's review of Love Island. I'll be honest, I did go on Fiverr and try and create a jingle for this part of it, but I know how much you fucking despise the theme tune, so I was like, I don't...
The jingle was shocking.
Can you believe this? We've had that jingle now for over a year and he still hates it.
Right,
do you reckon you know the words yet or not?
No.
Because like I hear it like multiple times when I'm updated, so like
I reckon I have not got a fucking clue. We like football, current events.
Yep, nice, good start. Let me guess.
And then chatting with the very best guests.
Yeah, see, you've got about like 5, you got about 2 of the 6 lines, that's pretty good.
Right, Love Island,
Is that the title of it? That's a strange one.
Love Island Winter 2021. Let's see if it's on this year.
Please no, please no, please no, please no. That doesn't sound like good news. Right, when do I have to be subjected to this hell?
Next year.
Is that actually next year?
Yeah, I think it's been cancelled, so...
Yeah, dancer.
That's a shame.
I mean, to be honest, I'd be happy enough to watch a few episodes with you.
If you've been watching the full thing.
If you...
Trust me, you would get fucking hooked on it.
Telling you right now, I wouldn't.
I love drama.
I watched 11 episodes in a row and I fucking hated it.
Why though?
It's not my thing. I'm not saying it's bad, like clearly it's good TV. Like they know what they're doing.
Terrific telly.
Yeah, exactly, but it's just no my thing. Also, what are you saying you love drama? You fucking hate drama
but
99% of the time.
Yeah, no, I love watching drama. I just don't like being a part of it. That's it. That's it.
You've got a fucking toxic mindset, man.
Aye, that's the be all and end all, though. That's the best way. I was just looking to see if it was definitely cancelled.
I mean, like, how can they justify it? 2 months in the summer and then fucking a month in winter? Fucking ridiculous. Quarter of the year of Love Island. Fucking ridiculous.
Give me more.
Fucking,
Give me more.
That is fucking heathen, by the way.
Give me fucking more Love Island, please. Oh, is Love Island one of these? Because it's gone fucking so far on that door.
But you know what the best part is? I'm saying it's fucking
No
down
chance.
there. So guess what? It's gone right.
Fucking shit. See if that was that one that we're printing out, it's gone so far on that fucking door.
No,
it's unreal, by the way.
No, it's not. Is it? Fuck, you think that? There's no way I'm allowing that.
Well, fuck you.
Anyway, moving on. Chuck your phone away.
Indeed.
Actually, I'm going to be a hypocrite here because I need to see what the next topic was.
Well, having said that though.
Okay.
Well, what was the next topic?
No, that's fine. You go first.
Allan is kind of mind. That's fucking terrible, isn't it?
I mean, you know, we're 40 minutes in. I think we're safe now for the views. We can go into the football.
Aye, fuck it, aye. So I'll need my phone for that bit anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I want to start with the obvious place, and let's be honest, probably the title of it all. Greatest of all time leaves Barcelona.
Oh, right. Aye, greatest all-time Barcelona player.
No, just greatest of all time. Who do you actually think is the greatest, out of curiosity?
I genuinely believe Ronaldo is the best player ever graced a game there. I never did, because he was an arrogant bastard back in the day. But
I mean, he still is.
he still is. But what I didn't realise is he's a humble, arrogant bastard. You know, as much as people hate him.
That seems like a double negative right there.
Yes. No, you know what? Messi is fucking incredible, and he will always be the best player in the world at one point. And he'll always live on. His legacy will always be he was the greatest of all time because that's what people regard him as.
Yeah.
But Ronaldo gets held in the same regard, and due to that, there's where the debate lies. For me, Ronaldo has proven so much more in such a quicker time period. You know, out of the two of them internationally, Ronaldo was first. Ronaldo broke so much more records in such a quick succession first. But Messi's on the ball is something that you'll never ever see again. Ever.
I think like there's no in our time. I know like some people try and say like Zidane and that, but like
nobody will ever match the way Messi uses the ball.
Zidane's incredible, but even I think he's like not a level below Messi, but like he's like
it's a different era of football, which makes it difficult. But what I will say is,
like Ronaldo and Messi also played in the hardest era.
Messi is the way he uses the ball and moves the ball is the best you'll ever see.
Yeah.
How he controls it is sublime.
It's like this. It's like the simple things he makes like unreal, which I always like appreciate. And like a player, like I always can appreciate like goals and defending, assists and all that.
Yeah.
But I think like when you can make like the easy shit look like
it's
it's incredible. It's so good.
It's. I'll always go back to the goal I think it was against Sevilla. He runs for the halfway line, takes it past 5, and then slots it home, and that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Back then, now doesn't happen. It's defending as an art, and the canvas was ripped to fuck. That's what he's got. He's got the dribbling of a genuine master, right? He created the fucking word dribbling. But Ronaldo, on the other hand, such a different player. Because he could take on players, not as well as Messi, but he's got everything else. He can score from anywhere, can use both feet, he can use his head, he can get up in the air. He's just overall a much more rounded player than Messi. Messi on his right is nowhere near as good as Ronaldo on his left. Messi's
still pretty great with his heat, even his size, if you remember.
Oh no, he is. He scores. It's a bit like Manny
don't-
for Liverpool, though. He scores
Yeah.
some serious amount of headers. But
I don't think as well enough people like to bring up to Rio Ferdinand that he got out jumped to a goal by Messi for the Champions League final.
Aye.
Just saying, Man United.
It is pretty mental. But you know what? The two of them are unfucking real. And they will always be the best two players to ever grace a game.
Oh,
but
yeah.
having said all that, it is a shock.
Yeah, so I mean, in case I suppose people don't know what we're going on about, so well, actually, quickly, just before we're done, like beforehand, I always used to be like, I've always went Camp Messi, but I've always sort of, when I was younger, I always be like, oh, how can you say Ronaldo's better and all that? I totally understand now why, like, people say Ronaldo. I totally understand why, you know, maybe people of a different generation might say Maradona or Pele or something like that. But for me, it's just obvious. Like, and I totally understand why people say it that way, but for me, it's just so obvious that Messi is head and shoulders above the rest. But in regard to that, though, so Lionel Messi, well, a bit of backstory, I suppose, as well beforehand. Barcelona, I mean, incredible club, one of the world's biggest of all time, no denying it. Over the last mainly 5 and 6 years have been very poor with transfers and giving people ridiculous contracts.
Usman Dembele.
Well, not just him, there's about fucking 50 other names you could
He's
throw out
the
there. Phil Coutinho.
Yeah, but Dembele's the worst.
Anyway, as a result, Barca have got more and more in debt. But I suppose because they are one of Europe's elite, they felt they could get away with it. And to be fair, if it wasn't for COVID, they probably would have again. But as a result, now they are so poor they cannot register any of their new players, despite despite them actually having a pretty good summer. They can't register any of their players, even though they're all free transfers, because they are, even with Messi leaving, still I don't know, like 200 million over debt or something like that. They couldn't re-sign Messi due to a law that no person in Spain can take a pay cut of more than 50%. So even though Messi would be on, you know, wages that was then 1 week we would never make in our lifetime, he's still not legally allowed to re-register because of that law. Which obviously we didn't know about the other night when we were discussing it. I only found out since then. So he's gone. You know, the board, to be fair to them, they've replaced the board now that caused the problem, but, you know, this is going to take potentially decades worth of repair to do it. La Liga themselves are in such a bad mess that they've had to sell away 10% of their annual revenue to a company for the next 50 years.
It's a bad place to be in.
They're giving away 10% of their income until 2072. 2072! We're going to be 90 years old by that point.
It's genuinely fucking mental. It genuinely is. It's here's the thing, right? La Liga fucked it, Barca fucked it, Real Madrid are fucking it as we speak.
Oh yeah, they're also fucked. Not as bad as Barca, but
but they're heading.
Well, the problem was they sanctioned their new stadium. They took out the loan for their stadium to be fixed just after COVID, and they still have to pay back £500 million now.
Yeah. It's crazy, and it's became a laughing stock of a league, and it's going to go that way and continue to be that way.
That was a weird thing though the other night, right? I sort of thought so think of every other league, right? So, you know, for Serie A, you'd probably make the case that Ronaldo's the best player. I know there's obviously debates, but you'd probably make that, you know, Ronaldo's the best. In the Prem, you'd say, you know, probably De Bruyne's the best. You know, like France, it's obviously now Messi's the best. Germany, Lewandowski, you know, and that sort of thing. Spain, All Black, maybe. Who's their recognised star that we just mentioned there?
Benzema's a great player.
Sorry, I mean, yes, okay, they do still have great players there.
Yeah.
But it's fuck me,
Their talent is considerably less than around the world.
Consider as well though, like how much money are they going to lose from like season ticket, like from like season tickets just being like, yeah, I want to see Messi play.
It's
at
a
some point
tourism
this season.
aspect, because if you've ever seen a Barcelona game, it's never locals that are always there. That stadium gets full of tourists.
I mean, it's
Every
100,000 seat stadium,
and every time it's full.
Yeah.
It's always tourists, and obviously.
And think of that about the area. Like, say, even if only like say 20,000 of them are tourists.
Yeah.
Think about the local economy thriving, gone.
And it's all because one man has moved to France.
It's fucking mental.
That's what's crazy.
And like I said to you, like when it happened, like because we were obviously messaging when I was going through, like I'm so angry, man. Like there's few players that I've always wanted to see live, but I've I don't live an extravagant life, you know that. But there's always been a certain amount of things I've wanted to do. I wanted to go and see Anfield, and we've been lucky enough to do that. But I still want to see them play in a proper like Prem game or Champions League or Cup game, anything like that. But I've always wanted to see Gerrard play, and I missed that shot. And I thought, right,
in an actual game,
yeah, and I thought, right, I've always wanted to see Messi play. Like Ronaldinho was the first for me, but then it was Messi that got me like proper into football.
Aye.
And it was like, I need to see him play. And not only that, I need to see him at the Camp Nou, because like that's just like
his home.
It's not even that. Like Barca was like the first like team on TV that I watched. Like Barca's like where I used to go, because we always used to go on holiday to Spain. Barca's the first stadium I ever went to. Like I love to me it comes back to that like the nostalgia thing. Like Barca for me is like my childhood, and as a result, Messi for me is like my childhood and my teens. And now that he's gone, and I won't get to see him there, it's just so fucking gutting. And I'm so angry at how. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not just La Liga's fault, not just Barca's fault. It's also partly Messi's fault for holding them to ransom for years as well. But it's mostly Barca's fault, and I'm pissed that they fucked.
It's an extraordinary amount of money they want per week.
It's not even that though. Like that. Partly me. This makes me think this is actually kind of good though, because I mean, they finally got rid of the thing that's, although not in the way they would have wanted, they finally now got rid of one of the biggest issues that they've got money wise. So at least they might survive now because of that. But it's just so fucking frustrating. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I actually think you and me should at some point try and get over to Paris and watch. I mean, I'm sure you'll love to watch Neymar play, but apart from that, Messi and Mbappe.
I was really hoping that he left when Messi went.
I was really surprised to see him with the number 30. I totally forgot that was his first number at Barca.
That's probably why he's going to retire in Paris.
I mean, like, he'll be, 36 at the end of his contract? Likelihood is that will be the end. And I mean, I don't blame him. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm looking at it now and I'm kind of excited now that it's been, like, over a week now. I'm like, but...
It's mental to think that PSG will retire that shirt as soon as he leaves as well. Do you know what I mean?
He's... Joe as well, those mental, right? He is...
Barca retired the 10 shirt?
I don't think they have. I don't think they will either. Like, they didn't do... I mean, Maradona didn't really have the career that Messi did.
Messi, we're talking, Messi's been there. They put him through surgery. He's been there since he was a wee boy. And he brought the club nothing but...
Just you wait, mate. This the pile above the 10.
He starts with the 10 shirt. Fuck that, man. There needs to be fucking stupid celebration. Fucking game. I know. It's,
so, yeah. Expect a podcast live from Paris next year.
Aye, we hope.
Before we finish up for today, I think it's time to visit our roots and such. Prem's actually, first game is live in about 15 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Was it Arsenal Brentford or something like that? Yeah. So, I mean, to be honest, if you didn't like football, you've already clicked off when we sat on about Messi. But for those that don't know, every year me and apart from last year actually, me and Jamie make predictions about the upcoming Premier League season, and we then review them back at the end of the year. As it stands, I'm 2-0 in front. So
Wow.
I mean, I just know most about football, but gotta rub it in, gotta go for the hat trick,
You're a fucking dick.
But do you know what, right? I correct Dick. Right, so the way I'm thinking that we do it is top goal scorer, top assist, clean sheets, top 4 in order, and relegation in order. Right. Does that suit you?
Aye, fuck, they know the fucking...
Yeah. Shall we say as well for things like top goals?
You've lost your hat trick, you're a silly cunt.
No.
I bet you.
I still remember a wonderful time when, to be fair, back in the day it looked stupid, but as it came to fruition when you said man again 23 goals, it was fucking mental. But actually, a few years later it worked. But anyway, shall we do it as well, if you guess the goal scorer, that's 5 point, each position or each thing you get right is 5 points, but see for the individual stats.
What are you referring to?
So say for top goal scorer, for example, say your person, right, but also say how many goals they're going to get, okay? Right, okay. If you get the person right, say that's 5 points.
Yeah, the amount of goals.
If you get the amount of goals, say within 5 either way, you get 5 points. If you get it bang on, it's an additional 10 points, something like that, if that makes sense.
Right, okay, I'll buy that.
Shall we say as well, if the top goal scorer, top assists, top clean sheets is in, the top 3 as well by the end of the season, the, top 3 of the charts, you get another 5 points, something like that. Okay? Just so we have more points to play for than normal.
Yeah.
What do I start with?
Top 4.
Ooh. Okay, in order. Shall we go from 4th to 5th? 4th to 1st.
4th to 5th.
Shut up.
So, 4th for me.
Yep.
Liverpool.
Same.
Right.
3rd.
3rd for me is Chelsea.
Third's Chelsea?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 3rd for me is Man United.
Wrong. Anyway.
I mean...
Second.
See when he gets one wrong. See when he gets one right. You can actually come to it.
Shut up, right.
Is there going to be any KDB tattoo predictions this year?
Chelsea's 3rd, Man U's 2nd, and City's winning the league.
Okay, so for me it's Chelsea 2nd, City winning the league.
That's so close for us.
Yep.
I think you're wrong because I think Man U have...
It started off so friendly.
Man U have brought in somebody like Sancho, and it's something they missed. The right hand side was constantly shy. However, defensively they've actually improved a fair amount, and makes me spew thinking about Harry Maguire, right? But having said that, Chelsea have brought in Lukaku, who I genuinely think is a fucking shocking signing for their point of view.
You have been the only person to predict such a thing.
But
why do you think it's shocking?
It's just a waste of money. They had a perfectly good front three. They were good going forward. They got fucking 3rd place last season.
They only got 7. The highest goal scorer was 7 now in the league.
They got 3rd place.
See, this is why this fool is wrong.
I genuinely don't see Chelsea getting above Man U because defensively they're no sin.
I fancy Man United too.
Well,
not fail. It's not a fail, but
Well, that's fair. So we're going into bottom 3 next then.
Yeah, I mean, should we just quickly say as well? I mean, City. I mean, you're saying at 1 point 25 points.
Honestly, they're still steamrolling it. They had a shocking Community Shield, right? But they were missing a few players.
I'm saying they win it by about 10, 15 points at most.
I'd probably say you're probably right.
Anyway, relegation. See, I literally just changed one of these right here. Again, we go from 20th to 18th, okay? So, here's your 20th.
So, I think...
Last place.
Watford.
I've also said Watford in last place.
Right.
Not really signed anyone of note.
And
their squad isn't great either.
They're not good enough. They're going to go down.
Yeah.
And I think bottom of the league is adequate.
19th?
19th I genuinely struggled, right?
Okay.
Because I was between Southampton and I swithered on Norwich.
Right.
So I'd go Norwich, then Southampton.
Well,
Or is it the exact same? Is it the exact same?
I'll try not to fucking show you the rest of my.
I can't see it for you.
It's literally that Norwich
Yeah.
thing. Literally just changed it there. I originally had Burnley because again they've signed no one. However, Southampton now just lost Vestergaard. They've lost Ings. James Ward-Prowse is wanting to move. If James Ward-Prowse goes, by the way, they're bottom.
They could get bottom, aye.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thoughts as I went through.
Well, I will
You
say
said to
so.
me today-
I trust them with players like I think they have like. Don't get me wrong, it's not an ideal replacement for with Ings, but I mean, at least they've still got Che Adams. Shea Armstrong is okay sometimes. James Ward-Prowse again has his moments. Hasenhüttl, I still think is a relatively decent manager, and that's maybe part of the reason why I sort of swithered. But they've lost their main centre back and they've lost their main striker in the window. Like, it's going to take a lot for them to survive now. And also, they were like the worst team in the league the second half of last season as well.
They were terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, very yo-yo side in terms of their performances. Either fucking incredible or fucking dreadful. It's never an in-between.
It was never an in-between, no.
But yeah, Norwich, I mean, we already talked about the Gilmore thing with Gio. I think he'll get loads of game time. I think he might look good for them, but he's not going to save them.
I didn't think he'll look good for them. He's in the wrong team. We spoke about it.
Yeah. Okay, clean sheets. Who you got and give me a number.
It's going to be Ederson.
Yep, I've said the same.
And I think he'll probably get 14 clean sheets.
Okay, I said 13 clean sheets.
Fucking hell, we are close this year.
It's never this close. To be fair though, I actually think this is one of the more easier years to call this.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Right, I know this is good because you're fucking fuss. Top assists. Give me a name. No, you give me a name.
Top assister this year.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Simple. Give me a number.
18.
18?
What have you went for?
Yep, babies.
You have no in Salah, man.
No. He plays for Man United.
Sancho.
No. Think of a number 18.
Bruno.
I've went for Bruno and I've went for 15. But only.
So glad you're going to be wrong.
See, I wanted to do KDB, but also I felt, I've not given Jamie much of a fair chance here. So I better give him a chance to finish up.
Bruno's going to win it. Don't talk absolute shite.
I was very close to putting KDB, but as we all know, every 2 years he has a crippling injury that puts him out for a long period of time. And he still does incredibly when he comes back. However, his injury record's fucking horrific, whereas Bruno plays literally every minute for Man United, sometimes to his detriment, but, at least he does do. And, last 2 seasons he was in top 3 each time. I think at least minimum I'll get some points for that, but also I thought Kane probably unlikely again, and the only other one up there was like De Bruyne. The only thing I'm thinking though about De Bruyne as well is though I think he might go for the full year as the false 9, so maybe he won't be like getting as much assists. I'm thinking he maybe might get more goals if they don't get someone like a Kane.
Yeah.
If they get Kane, then yes, I easily would put De Bruyne, but
of course, right. It's just whether
that's kind of like my thinking.
Whether
Okay, right. Before you tell me your top goal scorer, give me the number first. Wait, what did you say for actually assists? What did you say, 18?
18 assists.
Okay, give me the top goal scorer and how many they scored.
22.
Okay, and who is it? Are you saying Harry Kane?
No.
I was going to say it. He can't even bring himself to say it.
Oh, yeah, fucking bastard, Raheem Sterling.
And I'm out.
See, this is the problem. I didn't want to say it because of that, but I think you've got to come to terms with he's
I've calmed down.
He's probably the best player in England.
Am I again? The best player in England. Did anyone else just Hear that? The best player in England. Jamie, he won't even be in the starting 11 this season.
You're wrong. And wait, you see him.
You are telling me the man that can basically only shoot from about 4 yards out is going to get 20 goals this season.
22.
Sorry, 22, sorry.
Yep.
For a man that's probably not scored more than about like 15 or something like that. I fucking love you. You come up with the most retarded predictions ever, and it just makes me look.
Just remember, man.
Yeah, guess what? You're 3 years too short.
What's your number of goals scored this year?
20.
Right.
Mine's an actual recognised forward player.
Okay.
Someone that actually scores goals. I'll give you a clue. I love the man. He's got frizzy hair.
Aye.
He plays from Egypt. He's on the wing. It's
And he's
Musa.
honestly no scoring 15 goals this year.
What, because of an injury? Because that's all that will stop him.
No. Because Liverpool look utter shite, and I was so tempted not to put them in the top 4 because they look that bad. I honestly believe Arsenal could finish above us this year.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
Don't say it. Don't.
I've said it. It could happen. And it
Go
will
on then.
happen.
If you're such a big boss, put him in the top 4.
Nah, because I'll happily take the point if it does happen.
Oh, I cannot believe you, Peter Raheem's to get a top goal scorer. Right? Tell me this then. Who's City's what is City's front line going to be this season? Because guess what? Sterling wasn't in it last season. Come the end.
It's going to be Sterling on the left,
Okay.
Fernan Torres on the right.
The two substitute winners are suddenly going to become miraculous starters at the start of this year.
And Gabriel Jesus up front.
No, that's a joke. Like, you're actually pulling a prank on me, right?
Nah, I disagree with Gabriel Jesus. He'll play 4 false 9.
Right, again, so where's Grealish play?
Oh, he doesn't. Let me tell you for why. Because Grealish is actually shit. He came on and had a couple of good games for England. Changed the game in 1. But he's not good enough for Man City.
Genuinely,
You believe he's good enough for Man City?
I think he's well overpaid. I don't think
That's
he's.
not what I asked. Do you think he's good enough to play for that Man City team? Do you?
It's good enough to be in the squad.
Does he play? Liam, so dodging the question. Does he play?
At the moment, yeah.
He plays in that starting 11.
For a very brief amount of time, yes.
And I'm the delusional one.
No. Here's the thing, though, right? He is... No, I'll tell you exactly why they signed him, right? He is the most marketable player in England right now. I'm telling you that for a fact, okay? Everyone loves the cunt, and I have no idea why.
Because he makes a difference to the England games.
It's not even that. I mean, it's just because the cunt wears his socks low and he has a bit of flair and suddenly everyone loves him. That is the thing, though. They purely... don't get me wrong, he's got great ability. You see... No, you do see that for Villa. He did have great ability for Villa.
I've seen 3 or 4 good moments at Villa. Genuinely. One of them being when he got fucking clobbered in the back of the head. That was his best moment.
Listen, I love rinsing on as well, but even I think you're being a wee bit harsh on him here. But look, I'm telling you right now,
How about...
minimum first 6 months has got to start.
Right, how about...
Because they spent so much money.
How about he's the biggest flop signing this year? I hate over Lukaku. How about that?
Oh, see, I'd trust Pep to get enough out of Grealish to not make him a flop.
Okay, well, I trust Pep, who can't get his team to win the Champions League after spending £500 million
900
in 1 season.
Oh, right, okay.
And then fine, £900 million since he's been there, and then still cannot win a Champions League. You trust that man?
It's a great manager. Don't let him.
No,
he is.
He's always had fucking money. That's all. Jose Mourinho. He's always been at a big club besides Porto. What did he do his best work when he had very little money and he done his best work at Porto? Then after that, he had money to back him up. Pep has always had money. He's a shite manager.
So just to double check, who's the best manager in the league right now?
What, in England?
Yeah. I mean, that's one answer.
Based on what? based on trophies.
No, not just on trophies, just in general, best manager. Because I mean, it's Jurgen. Let's be honest.
Aye, but no for last season's performance.
No, but you don't take one bad season into
Well,
account.
it's been two. We've not really had.
No, I wouldn't say two.
I've never had great seasons since we won the league. It's been.
What do you mean? Last season was the first year since we won the league.
Yeah, and I know, but I mean, like, from the start to the finish of that season, disgusting.
They were top for 20 games.
Well,
Anyway, we're getting further and further away from the point, right? Grealish.
It's going to be a flop.
See, I would love it, but I don't think it's going to go as badly as you say, do. I think he does perfectly fine. Nowhere near worth the 100 mil. But I'm telling you for a fact, because of the money they've spent on him, he is playing ahead of Sterling, at least
Here's
at the
thing,
start.
He'll not be a flop in the sense, because he'll get goals and assists because he's
Yeah.
in a team that's naturally unbelievable at scoring. Right?
Yeah.
He's going to get goals, he's going to get assists. But he's going to be found out. He's not going to go fucking through players like he did at Villa, because
He's not going to have the ball.
Aye, Man City play a style of football that doesn't suit the way he got to play at Villa. You know, somebody running in the box constantly like John McGinn. Tell me a Man City player does that. Because Bernardo Silva isn't that. Ferran Torres isn't that. Sterling isn't that. They're back stick players. And the ball always gets played through the middle, through a gap in the defence, across the box, goal. That's the way they play, and it's always been like that. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it's some of the best football you can watch. But at Villa, he was in control. He done 3 or 4 players, and then all of a sudden, more players would swarm around him, and he would play a ball through to John McGinn, who was always making that run. And then boom.
It does almost feel like a bit of Beckham. You mind when like he went to Madrid?
Aye.
Like, incredible player, but
It was a new guy in the new team.
yeah, it's just like he was another piece to the £100 billion puzzle sort of thing. Like, fades in, you know.
Jack Grealish is a good player for England, and he was a good player for Villa. He wasn't great, and now he's going to be an average player in a phenomenal side. That's the problem. And honestly, they're still not winning the Champions League this year. That's what's fucking crazy about it.
Shall we have that as well being the final thing? Who wins the Champions League?
PSG. I'm slapping my cock on the table and saying PSG are winning.
See, it would be the most football thing for them not to win the Champions League and get booted down like the quarterfinals or something.
I mean, I
like
hope it does happen, because fuck them Farmers League cunts. But here's the thing: I want Messi to go and have a great season at PSG, like an unfucking real season. He scores 50 goals.
to tell all the people that say he
They can
couldn't
do
do
it
it.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know? So he goes, he scores 50 goals, he wins the Champions League, League on all the cups, he wins the quadruple. I
And no
can
one
do
can
it.
say shit
I
about him.
can do it in France, I can do it in Spain. Pick me in a shirt and I'll fucking play football. That's what I want for that. But at the same time, I don't want to see Neymar lift a trophy. The fucking sister shagging cunt.
Can't wait till we go to France and we see just Jamie's just when Messi on the ball now, right, pass it to him. I was like, oh.
Nah, know something. Neymar's a piece of a puzzle now. He's not the main man. Again.
He has once again.
He's been put back in the shadow of Messi again.
Not even that. He's been putting the shadow of Mbappe for the last few years.
No, I wouldn't say that's true. I'd say Mbappe's had a lot more exposure, but everybody's always appreciated Neymar's contribution for PSG, whereas Neymar held his own when Messi was out injured, mind,
Yeah.
but he was never given the recognition he deserved.
Yeah.
Whereas at PSG, people know if Neymar doesn't play, the team struggles.
I bet how much you want to bet now, by the way, because he never played apparently more than 20 like league games for PSG ever, like in a season. How much you want to bet this is the first season he does that?
That front three of Messi, Mbappe and Neymar is enough to make any man shite himself.
Imagine.
And then it was the ball and they've got fucking Ramos to back them up at the back.
They have actually, like,
Their
I'm
team
not
is so strong.
I'm not joking now. Genuinely, they have had the best transfer window of all time. They've got
100%.
they've got
Ronaldo
four-
for free.
four of their 5 signings have been free, and they've all been incredible. They got Donnarumma, the best young
Arguably
keeper
the best young keeper
in the world.
and could be the best keeper for the future.
They've got Hakimi, the best right back in the world last year, the only one they had to pay for.
Yeah.
Ramos, the best centre back of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
They've got fucking
Wijnaldum,
one of the best, most consistent midfielders in the Premier League for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And they've got the best player.
The best player to ever grace a game on the free.
All in one window. They spent £54 million on all those transfers.
Like that's what I says. It was something to my dad. I was like, PSG has just had the transfer window of absolute fucking career mode.
But they have, haven't they? I didn't even think about it. They genuinely have.
They went in career mode. Oh, yeah, I can't. Messi's having turmoil. He's out of contract.
You know how you always see as well, like at the end of like a season, like Sky always does, like, you know, players that are out of contract this year, and you always look, they're like, what a team, by the way, that is. And then you always see, like, they always go to different teams. This is the first time one team has gone, oof, that would be some team. Let's take all of them.
Yeah. But no, you know what? I think they'll win the Champions League, PSG. I think it'll probably be a PSG Man City final, if it can be. And I think PSG just blow them away because it depends how well the team gels, obviously. But Mbappe and Neymar's enough to get you through.
See, I genuinely just think football kicks in. I think that's too fairy tale. I just don't see it happening.
Nah.
I see it just being some other random fucking team that wins it this year.
Fucking Anderlecht.
Moan the Malmo. Didn't think we'd get all the way through, did we?
And it's been great having you back, Liam. Until next week.
I've been Liam Whyte.
I've been Jamie Allan.
And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
We talk football and current events, sitting and chatting with the very best guests. We're two Scottish boys and we're loving it. So if you like witty banter, check the former #1 podcast on iTunes. Sitting and chatting.